Hey, you'll never guess what? They're at it again. This is This Week at Man United, the essential roundup of all the social media Manchester United news. Now, I know at the minute it's not exactly a great time to be a Manchester United fan. It's not going great, is it, at our club? Just drew against a championship team, essentially. A lot of people saying that certain players don't want to be at Manchester United, not showing enough passion. However, apparently, the same can't be said for Scott McTominay. Just scrolling through his phone, looking rather dejected.
Do you see who's sitting on the bench there?
Oh, yeah.
Scott McTominay is over there on the bench, and he looks smashed.
Yeah.
He looks like he's really upset, and he's sitting here by himself. And I don't know what to read into this. Maybe he's just tired, maybe he's physically tired, etc. But it looks like today's draw, which feels like a loss, has hurt him.
Does he really look that downtrodden and depressed there? I don't know. Maybe it's just me. But that just looks like me waiting for the number 11 bus every morning when I was a kid. Seriously, just scrolling, trying to get signal. It shows just how fuming he is at the result and how gutted he looks and how down he looks, and I don't think that's right at all. Elsewhere on Instagram. Fuck! Also another sportsman who's come out as a Manchester United fan recently, John Higgins. He's a snooker player, if you don't know. The Wizard of Wishaw, they call him. Producer Nick reliably informs me. That's on you, Nick. Here he is watching the Manchester United Huddersfield game. I can't believe this. I mean, honestly, right? The same amount of effort there as some of our defenders. Seriously. And while we're still on the topic of the Huddersfield game, don't want to go on about it too much, but we all saw it, didn't we? Yeah, Phil Jones very nearly did it. If Phil Jones scores before the end of this season, I'll shave my head. Honestly, right? I've never been happier for United to miss a goal opportunity. And I cheered when that one didn't go in. I value this hair far too much. It might be ginger, but it's mine, all right? And I'm worth it.
Because I'm worth it.
I don't want it to go. Please don't score last game of the season, Phil. Just please. You never do it usually. Just don't put one in last game of the season. And you know what? For the people commenting last week, own goals do not count. If own goals counted, I wouldn't have made the bet, obviously. And yeah, Lukaku as well. He's not posting about football either. I don't blame him, to be honest, but he's still flogging his new fragrance.
Restless or relentless?
Restless.
All heart or all muscle?
There you go, Rom. You've had your plug. You won't mind me taking the mick out of you now. It's a bit silly, isn't it? Look at him. He's here with his top off, doing a dead quick Q&A, and some of the questions are ridiculous as well. All heart or all muscle? What does that even mean? I don't know. My favourite bit of it, though, is when he says,
Well, I stay focused because I think there's always somebody out there that's better than me. There's also somebody out there that want to take my spot.
You're telling me, mate? Oh, you all right, mate? Where did that come out of? Also, no doubt you're going to get sick of this. I'm already sick of it. The constant posts on social media about United's Player of the Year. You've seen it. It's all over United socials at the minute. They're really hammering this. They want people to vote for Manchester United's Player of the Year. And no doubt a lot of you are exactly like me and you're thinking, no one deserves it. I think instead of voting, instead of saying something stupid like the fans deserve it, which I've seen some people saying, I think we should protest vote it. Like, vote for a player who has barely played this season. Like Darmian. Imagine that. Darmian is our Player of the Year on like 4 appearances or something like that. He deserves it more than anyone else, honestly. Darmian for Player of the Year. Let's make that I'm making that a thing now. Matteo Darmian for United's Player of the Year before he signs somewhere for 3.4 million in the summer. Make it happen. In fact, actually, while we're on social media campaigns, actually, a United legend who I've just noticed is on Instagram, which is mad. It's mad to me that Paul Scholes is on Instagram, like the quietest player in the world, a man who keeps himself to himself, doesn't really have a lot to say for himself, and he's on social media. It just seems totally at odds with his personality. But hey, I'm not complaining. Paul Scholes, he's on Instagram and he's not verified. I do not understand footballers, ex-footballers, Man United legends being on Instagram and not being verified. Like, on social media nowadays, they literally verify any old knobhead. Any old knobhead. Do I genuinely seem like I'm bitter about not being verified? Because I fucking am. I think I'll be like that one day. And yeah, it's another Scouse Mardarse update. They've been going mad on social media, haven't they? Honestly, just crying their eyes out this week. What is it about this week? Gary Lineker and Rio Ferdinand celebrating a goal scored against him. Grow up. The two blokes celebrating an incredible goal scored by maybe the greatest footballer ever. Like, if you don't think they should enjoy that goal, then you're just seriously deluded. They're not supposed to be impartial. That's not their job. And also, of course they're not supposed to be impartial. Rio Ferdinand played for Manchester United, obviously. We all know that. He's going to celebrate a goal scored against Liverpool, obviously. Gary Lineker played for Everton and Barcelona. Of course he's going to celebrate. Like, do you think the whole world sort of respects Liverpool and sort of thinks that Liverpool should win everything? Because we don't. In fact, the rest of the country is getting behind a team which didn't really exist as title contenders 10 years ago. Purely money has got City to where they are now.
Rupees.
And still, the rest of the country would rather them win the league than Liverpool. That is how much everyone hates Liverpool. No one loves yous. I don't know why you think you're this loved club. You're not. Everyone thinks you're twats. Okay. Bit harsh there. Bit harsh. I actually don't mind them. Also, gotta talk about this, haven't we? The Man United boycott. You might have seen this. People online thinking that we should boycott Manchester United related social media accounts by unfollowing them all, and that's going to make the Glazers realise that they should sell the club. Like, genuinely, what do you think goes on in Man United's boardroom? Like, Ed Woodward's just there doing his job, and then Joel Glazer just like bursts through the door like,
Here's Joel Glazer.
Ed, we're selling up. Oh, why? Because we've not won the league in 6 years? Because we're out of the Champions League again? No, none of that. Kev from Earlham has unfollowed us on Instagram. That's not how it works. Not how it works. I appreciate it though. I understand a little bit because you're angry and you want to do something and you want to help your club. And I get it. But unfollowing United's social media, I don't know. I just don't think that's going to help. I'm even getting people messaging me saying that I should stop going to games and that fellow match-going Reds should stop going to games. That's another pointless exercise. If we stop going to games, you do know there's 10 people on the list behind us who are going to be going to the game instead, right? What I say is we carry on going to the games, we stay on social media, but we vocally oppose the things at the club that we're not happy with. We've seen Herrera and Mata posting this week about Xavi as well, one of the best midfielders of all time ever. I watched him rip us apart loads of times in the past. The one that obviously jumps to mind, 2009 Rome. I was actually at that game. Xavi, unbelievable player, next to Iniesta as well. Maybe the greatest central midfield partnership ever, I'm sure some people would say. So yeah, I've not even got anything jokey to say here, just that Xavi's min is a legend. I understand why Mata and Herrera are posting about him. Wish they'd play a bit more like him, to be honest. Oh, by the way, still no reply from my king in the north, Samuel Tarley, John Bradley West. We've sent him a message and everything, but John, please, if you're watching this, we want you on the channel. We want you to discuss United-related things. We know he's a big United fan. Get on, John. Speaking of Game of Thrones, actually, did you see this big mistake in the last episode? There was a Starbucks cup on the table in front of Daenerys in an actual shot on the most expensive TV show in the world. Most expensive TV show making a mistake like that. You could say the same about Man United, couldn't you? Most expensive team, and we make mistakes left, right, and centre. But honestly, that cup in Game of Thrones, it threw me a little bit. I couldn't watch the rest of the episode. It really distracted me. It just looked so out of place. More out of place than Phil Jones in our midfield. They don't even fucking play there. But honestly, like, I couldn't concentrate on the episode after I saw that. It really threw me. It just looked totally out of place. Like Ashley Young playing right back. Yes. How old am I? Did you hear that? Just fucking I just moved. Probably the only positive from this season for Manchester United. You wonder who might have got a smile on my face. At this point, if you don't laugh, you'll cry. Mason Greenwood, he's won the PL2 Player of the Month for April. So here he is doing some satanic hand gestures to celebrate. Right then, that has been This Week at Man United, your roundup of all the daft, crazy, mental social media goings on surrounding Manchester United. Remember, if you see anything that maybe makes you crack a smile, one of the few United-related things that might do at the minute, feel free to send it us at FullTimeDEVILS. You know where to find us. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram, and get in the comments here on YouTube. We want to see it, and then we can put it in next week for This Week at Man United. All right, nice one. I'm Gaz. See you next time.